Okay, I was just thinking about something. Do you know how much empty space has to be in your mind for you to internalize lyrics of a song? Like internalize it, meaning I had made a comment on what's his name? OG Sane's video posted of Charleston White talking about how the imagery that they push in the entertainment industry concerning hip hop, fucks up the minds of the young ones that's on drugs and everything. But I left a comment, made a comment that said it was directed to the young girls to not call their sacred area down below, vagina, a pussy, because pus is the root word, right? Pus is dead tissue cells. So if you saying my pus all the time, my pus, you're saying pussy off of repetition, like Charleston was saying, based off of my point is internalizing a word and internalizing repetitive phrases because you have too much empty space in your mind or in your head, meaning you don't do nothing for yourself, meaning you are literally they say the word zombie, but to be more specific, you're hollow. Literally, you're hollow. So you're like those magazines used to be able to cut out a paper doll. Imagine like a 2D paper doll. Like, so you cut it out. So instead of it being all the way flat, you could like fold the arm over. Look, so you pretty much like encapsulize it like a little capsule, like a pill. So if you just encapsulize the paper doll, that's what people with empty minds are, and they're internalizing lyrics or phrases that are repetitive, so they can seem cool or seem like you know they're somebody when they're not. And that shit is crazy. Like I was thinking how um I made a comment on that video too, shouting out Chris Brown on the R&B Money interview he did, episode 100, because Chris shouted out a choreographer that was pretty much the person who created Usher for one of Usher's eras. His era where it was like I think it was my well, one of his tours. It was like 2012 or 2011. Yeah, 2011, 2012. So Fly is a choreographer from the Bay Area, and he pretty much made Usher during that time. And I had to be at the studio in Hollywood that I was working at, staying overtime for their rehearsals. So I knew firsthand. So when Chris Brown shouted out Fly, I commented that that was dope. And I shared a link of me dropping some praises to Fly on my blog on Twitter, and I shared that link in the comment. But I was thinking about Chris Brown too because he makes so much music that hits, repetitive, like hits. And it's like that. I don't like his nose rings because that's a sign that he's not rooted, and he's not really uh, in ownership of himself, and that's something I'm completely against. But he has so much space in his mind that I respect his mind, and he's a Taurus like Charleston White, so it's like, I understand Taurus on a brother sister level, and I respect their minds when they're in a good space in their life, but when they're in a bad space, like it's not good. But I was thinking about how much music you can make when you know who you are, when you have your own experiences and you've learned from them. It's like you could really do what Chris Brown's doing easily, and he's proof of that. So it's like, yeah, being hollow is the only way that you will internalize. It don't have nothing to do with drugs or influences in your home and none of that shit. Cause kids, I mean, I've been watching kids in my hood since, I mean, I was born in '87, so figure it out. But I've been watching them since I was a young girl, like really young. I've always been grown. I didn't cry as a baby or any of that. So I was always, had to be the one to look out. And kids, like even toddlers, once, I mean, shit, babies have their own personality. So they're born exactly as they are. And not everybody knows that. So we need to stop saying all these little um, catchphrases and buzzwords to try to get some reaction, because it's stupid as hell. There ain't no point of that. And it's gonna make you sick, because you're not scamming nobody. You're not scamming the algorithm. You're not, you're not playing the game and getting like, y'all dumb as hell for doing that. Um, it don't make no sense really, but yeah, that there is no reason why anybody with a full mind would be like internalizing anything. Like they literally wasn't born to do that, because they were born with a strong, energy, a strong soul and a strong spirit, so they're healthy. But a lot of these hollows out here are not born with that strength and that energy and that soul, which is that strong voice. So they just falling into what they supposed to fall into, really. So y'all don't need to preach to hollows. I don't try to reach out to hollows. You need to be able to identify the difference of a hollow, a full mind, someone that owns their body, someone who don't own their body, and then proceed to interface and judge from there if you're worthy. But I mean, I'm high up, I can do that. But just as long as you can identify it, you'll know how to step out here and how to move, and it'll be a smoother ride in life.